Hi everyone, this is Julie from Urban Yogis, and I'm here with a few short resistance exercises that you can do to strengthen your back, to improve your understanding of movements in your physical body, and to better inform your yoga practice. Now, I've always been a firm believer in cross-training, and over the years I've dabbled in a lot of different sports, but mainly I practice yoga and I lift at the gym. More recently, I've gotten interested in the art of powerlifting and the techniques of lifting heavier. Now, you don't have to lift really heavy weights. In fact, light to medium weights and some of those repetitive movements that we tend to do at the gym, as well as the ability to incrementally increase the weight that we work with, has better informed and improved my yoga practice over the years, in the same way that my yoga practice has informed and improved my ability to lift heavier and my understanding of how to move the body in a more balanced and efficient way. So moving your body in a balanced and efficient way means understanding just the right amount of energy to exert in particular parts of the body so that we're not underworking or overworking various parts of the physical body. Now, for those of you that struggle with the upper body requirements of yoga practice, the information and the movements that we do in other forms of resistance training can teach us how to use the body efficiently so that we're not exerting unnecessary force on the arms, right? So upper body strength, yes, it is about building arm and shoulder strength, but more importantly, it's about learning how to use the bigger muscles of your back to support the workload in the arms. So today we're going to start that understanding through a few exercises using free weights, booty bands, and resistance bands. So let's have a look. In today's exercises, we'll be looking at protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. So from a side view, protraction looks like this, right? The shoulder blades in the back of the body spread apart, and you see the top of the arm bones moving forwards in this way. Retraction is the opposite direction. We squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back of the body, and you see the top of the arm bones moving back. Now from a back view, what's happening is, as we inhale and we protract, shoulder blades move apart. And then as we retract, the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. If you have access to a gym or to free weights, the bent over row is one of my favorite ways to exercise the protraction and retraction of the shoulder blade. So what I have here is a 5-kilo dumbbell. This is just what I have at home. If I was at the gym, I'd probably be working with somewhere around 7.5 or 8 kilos. So you're gonna have to figure out the appropriate amount of weight for you. What you do wanna feel is that your muscles are working reasonably hard against the weight of the dumbbell. So to set this up, we're gonna come to standing, and what we wanna find is a long straight spine as we bend over. So a lot of people think that has to be low or parallel to the floor. It does not. You're just looking for the optimal height to position yourself so that your spine is nice and long, the front leg is bent, back leg supporting. All right, then you're just gonna pick up your weight here, and starting with one of your arms, I'm starting here with my left arm. Again, keeping the spine nice and long. Let the weight come down towards the floor by protracting the shoulder blade. Now, as you exhale, you're gonna keep the arm straight and retract the shoulder blade. So you see the top of the arm bone come up, the weight is lifted higher, but the arm is still straight, and then extend back. So again, inhale, let the shoulder blades spread apart in the back of your body, and then exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in and pull back. Almost like a two-part movement. So inhale, spread the shoulder blades apart, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then pull back. If you don't have access to free weights, you can always invest in a set of booty bands. And they come usually in a pouch that looks similar to this, with 4 bands, all with different levels of resistance. So I'm going to show you how to do the bent over row exercise that we did just a moment ago with the free weight, but instead using a booty band. So I'm going to work with the heavy resistance. Find yourself a seat with the legs extended forwards, almost like you're in Dandasana. So you really want the spine to be nice and long. You don't want to be rounded. So if you need to sit on a block or a cushion, please do so. You'll place the band around the opposite foot from the arm and the shoulder blade that you are working with. So here I have the band around my right foot and I'm working with my left arm and shoulder blade. All right, so it's the same concept here. I've got the arm turned and rotated in such a way that the palm of my hand is facing towards the midline of my body. So very similar movements to the bent over row. We inhale, protract the shoulder blade, so shoulder blade spreads apart. That leads to the arm moving forward, and then as you exhale, squeeze the shoulder blade in the back of your body. Keep the arms straight to start, and then pull back. All right, so here is an example of how we can, again, work the retraction and the squeezing together of the shoulder blades in the back of the body, but this time using a resistance band. So you find yourself a resistance band. Again, they come in various levels of resistance. So you'll start, I like to start with the arms a little bit wider than my shoulders, and make sure that the shoulders don't rise up towards the ears in this way. You want to keep the shoulders moving in a downwards direction, and then from here, inhale, protract, push forwards, and then as you exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in the back of your body as you extend the band. Pull it apart. And then again, come together, inhale, protract the shoulders, and then exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other as you pull the band apart, and release. Before we end today's session, I just want to give a quick overview of how some of the exercises that we just did relate to certain postures or movements in your yoga practice. And the easiest place to see this is in the flat back, right? So when you come into your flat back, what you will realize is that it's not unlike that bent over row that we just took a moment ago, right? Where again, we're not necessarily looking for the torso to be parallel to the floor. In fact, we're just looking for that optimal height that maintains the length of your spine. Notice that if you come too low, you might start to round the spine, which lessens the integration through the physical body. All right, so looking again for that optimal level or that optimal height for your torso that maintains the length of your spine. And then from here, extending the arms down towards the floor, and then retract the shoulder blades. So that feeling of the shoulder blade retraction, squeezing of the shoulder blades in towards each other, allows us to maintain the space between the collarbones, allows an integration and support through the back line of the body. All right, now recognize that this approach might be a little bit different from some of the more traditional alignment in certain lineages in which they might be looking for the hands to actually touch the floor, which would require something completely different of your physical body. My approach is one of integration, of using the body in a much more efficient way that allows you to maximize breath, that allows you to maintain and foster the energy for the longevity of your practice. And finally, just before we go, let's have a look at how protraction and retraction plays its part in the chaturanga. That's the high to low push-up. So generally in our push-ups, we start with a shoulder blade protraction. So you can imagine that you're pushing the floor away from you, spread in the back of your body, spread the shoulder blades apart, and when we exhale and lower, at the bottom of that push-up is a retraction and a squeezing of the shoulder blades in towards each other. So once again, protraction, spread the shoulder blades apart in the back of your body, push the floor away from you, and retraction at the bottom of that push-up. Squeeze the shoulder blades in together. So go ahead and try that for this week, and I'll be back in part 2 with more details and layers on the movement of the shoulder blades in your yoga practice, as well as some additional exercises that you can use to support your yoga practice. Thanks for watching.